crazy MMA news. We got Jon Jones potentially making his return at UFC 282. His coach confirmed that they are working on a fight with Francis Ngannou or Stipe Miocic in December for the main event of UFC 282, possibly the greatest heavyweight of all time versus the greatest light heavyweights of all time as the main event, the final pay-per-view of the year. We got, is Charles Oliveira the greatest of all time MMA fighter in the lightweight division? We got Dana White, is the man on steroids? I don't know, he could be, he might not be, I really do not know. And we got Paddy Pimblett also possibly making his return at UFC 282. All of this and more, and during this MMA news video. If you're liking it so far, go down, smash that like button, and subscribe with notifications turned on. Comments, literally anything helps with the algorithm. Let's get into it. So Jon Jones, Stipe Miocic fight at UFC 282. That's what I'm thinking. I don't think they're going to do no Francis Ngannou fight as the fight to make at UFC 282. I can highly doubt they're going to do that. The UFC's biggest possible money fight as of right now is Jon Jones versus Stipe Miocic. Because if they have to do Jones versus Francis Ngannou, it's going to force the UFC to give a good contract to Francis Ngannou. And the UFC doesn't really want to give that big of a contract to Francis Ngannou. So obviously, the most logical step for UFC 282 is Jon Jones and Stipe Miocic. I do believe it will be announced in the next week or two, maybe by the end of October, as the main event for that pay-per-view. His coach already went out in an interview earlier this morning saying that him and Jon Jones are training right now for UFC 282 for a potential fight with Stipe Miocic. So I'm really hoping that they officially announce it very, very soon. If you want to get notified for when that is official, and it is 100% going to happen at UFC 282, obviously turn on notifications down below, or follow the Instagram Bert_MMA, because we post immediately when MMA news comes about. I'll immediately post if Jon Jones Stipe Miocic becomes official. I think it'll happen, and I got Jon Jones winning in a very close decision. Number 2, Dana White might be on steroids. Anyone out there, I encourage you, look up Dana White's picture that he recently posted on the UFC's Instagram. I mean, the man is looking absolutely freaking jacked for a 52-year-old. I'm not even, a 52-year-old man. And Dana White might be on steroids, or the man is just naturally this good looking. But I'm going to show you the picture here really quickly. It is just absolutely shocking. Let's show y'all really quick. Right here, Dana White looking absolutely freaking jacked in the UFC's light heavyweight division. That's kind of where I would put Dana White at, but there it is. Dana White, at 52 years of age, about to turn 53 years old, just posted a photo on UFC's website, on UFC's Instagram, looking absolutely jacked, full six-pack and everything, the pectoral muscles coming in, got the veins coming in as well. Is he on TRT? Is he on steroids? I'm really not too sure. But what do y'all think about that? Is he on something or is he not? Next up, we got, is Charles Oliveira the UFC lightweight greatest of all time? I say no. He got rocked against Gaethje. He got rocked against Chandler. He got rocked against Dustin Poirier. Anyone that's not dominating his fights, like Khabib Nurmagomedov has, and that has the same amount of title defenses, is not going to be the better pound-for-pound guy. And considering Oliveira is beating the same guys Khabib Nurmagomedov did in Justin Gaethje, in Dustin Poirier, and Khabib went out there, destroyed Dustin Poirier, destroyed Justin Gaethje, whereas Oliveira is having close calls with both Gaethje, with Michael Chandler, and with Dustin Poirier. I do not think Oliveira is the UFC lightweight GOAT. Khabib Nurmagomedov will continue to hold that throne as the best lightweight of all time until maybe Oliveira beats Islam Makhachev, beats Beneil Dariush, beats Arman Tsarukyan, Mateusz Gamrot, and then maybe once he has like 5, 6, 7 title defenses, even if they're not dominant, that level of pedigree and the level of skill and the level of people that he's beating at that point, maybe I would switch over to Oliveira. But right now, Khabib is the GOAT. Paddy Pimblett returning at UFC 282. I've heard from his coach and from a few of his training partners saying that he's currently doing his training camp for early in December. What fight card is early in December? Well, it's UFC 282. Paddy Pimblett already losing some weight in preparation for a UFC 282 fight in the main card of the pay-per-view. Who it's going to be against, I have no idea whatsoever. It could be against Otman Azaitar or Matt Frivola. It could be against someone we're not even thinking of right now. But who do y'all think Paddy Pimblett will fight at UFC 282? Because in my opinion, 90% chance he will be fighting on the main card of that pay-per-view. Xiaonan calls for a title shot in the strawweight division after her win over Mackenzie Dern, or a Rose Namajunas fight. I disagree. I don't think at all she deserves a title fight after beating Mackenzie Dern. She just lost to Marina Rodriguez, so no, the title fight is automatically ruled out of the equation there in the strawweight division. The Rose Namajunas fight also, in my opinion, is going to be ruled out of the equation. Marina Rodriguez, I think, after she beats Maddalena, should get the fight with Rose Namajunas. Winner gets a title fight. Instead, I say Yan Xiaonan, Jessica Andrade, winner takes on the loser of Zhang Weili and Carla Esparza. Those are my thoughts. Who do y'all think Yan Xiaonan should fight next in the strawweight division? Jake Matthews, UFC welterweight fighter, only losing to the man, the myth, the legend, Sean Brady, number 8 welterweight in the world recently. In the welterweight division, is saying that he has already been declined by 4 guys in the UFC's top 15, and he's looking to fight anyone possible inside of the top 15 of the UFC's welterweight division. Everyone is declining to go out there and fight against Jake Matthews. I don't blame him. He's outside of the top 15 right now. A lot of people are just going to be like, no, I don't want to take the risk and fight Jake Matthews in the welterweight division. But he just knocked out Andre Fialho easily in round number 1, or I believe it might have been round number 2. The man deserves a top 15 fight, only losing to Sean Brady. Give this man a top 15 fight. Who should he fight next in the welterweight division? Drakkar, Klose, and Mark Madsen official for October 29th at the end of this month. And it's going to be a good fight. Drakkar Klose coming off a good win in his last fight, taking on the man, the myth, the legend. What was it? I'm forgetting the name of the guy. It was Rafa Garcia. That's the guy he recently beats. Now he's going to be fighting undefeated Olympic wrestler Mark Madsen, 12-0 versus 13-2-1 on the main card of UFC Fight Night, Cater versus Allen. As of right now, it's saying that it's going to be on the prelims, but I guarantee you they're going to move this fight to the main card. Drakkar Klose right now is the number 25 lightweight in the world. Madsen is the number 23 lightweight in the world. The only guy Madsen has lost to in the UFC in the last 4 years was Beneil Dariush. The man beat Bobby Green, Cristo Jagos, Rafa Garcia. If he wins this fight, the winner is getting in the top 15. I have the winner in that one being Drakkar Klose by a 29-28 decision. Jake Paul versus Dillon Danis in an MMA debut in Bellator in 2023. Jake Paul saying he's going to make his MMA debut in 2023 against who? We don't know. In what organization? We do not know. But Chael Sonnen, out of all people, going out there and saying the best fight as an MMA debut for Jake Paul would be Dillon Danis, of all the people, as a Bellator debut. Have 1 or 2 more fights, and then maybe, possibly, if Dana White is up for it, maybe find a way to get inside of the UFC. But what do y'all think? Dillon Danis and Jake Paul. 4 fighters turned down Jack Della Maddalena for a fight at UFC 282. He's been looking for a fight at UFC 282 for quite a while, but everyone and their mama has been rejecting him in a fight. Jack Della Maddalena has been calling out everyone inside of that top 15, right now ranked at number 26 in the welterweight division. Personally, I would say a good fight for Jack Della Maddalena would be maybe a Nico Price or a Muslim Salikov loser. But that one's going to be in November, so I'm going to have to say a good fight for Jack Della Maddalena would actually be, let's go Chaos Williams. Chaos Williams versus Jack Della Maddalena. If Jack Della Maddalena can win that fight, give the man a top 15 opponent next. Maybe the loser of Santiago Ponzinibbio, Robbie Lawler. Maybe the loser of Neil Magny versus Daniel Rodriguez. But I think a fight, maybe not even go out there and fight against Alex Morono, but give Jack Della Maddalena the loser of Daniel Rodriguez, Neil Magny, which is going to happen in 12 days from now. But what do y'all think? Who should he fight next in the welterweight division? That is it for today's MMA news. Jon Jones, Stipe at UFC 282 says his coach. Dana White on steroids? Maybe. Charles Oliveira, the lightweight GOAT? I disagree. Paddy Pimblett returning and in his training camp for UFC 282. Xiaonan once rose. Namajunas next in 2023. Jake Matthews wants a top 15 fight next. Drakkar Klose, Mark Madsen, October 29th. An early prediction, Jake Paul, Dillon, Danis in 2023. And Jack Della Maddalena's next fights in the welterweight division. Like the video, subscribe, turn on notifications, and literally comment anything. I do not care what your comment is. Just go down there, comment, like everyone else's comment. Help with the YouTube algorithm. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next one.